Let's see.
All right, we're live. What's up? What's up? It's Brad, the Don Fran Show. Now, what's up, everybody? Welcome to On the Chaos. My name is Brad. That guy over there is Fat Man Zoom. Obviously, you can see we're in a little bit of a different setting. I'm actually here in Kansas, hanging out with our buddy Don from the Don Fran Show. And I'm here at his setup. So if this looks familiar to you, if you guys are used to following Don, that's where I'm at, which is pretty awesome. Sorry for the late start, but that's why. And we were just trying to get used to some of the audio visual stuff that we had going on, but it feels really weird for me to be like on this green screen. Never had to deal with this before. This floating Brad here is a little bit strange, but you got Fat Man.
Big ass toner candle right there.
on Rocket. This was the daily chart on Rocket. We were looking at it because today it's popping off with a lot of the other meme stocks. But what's up, my man?
What's going on? Let me shout out our starting five: Sean Ethier, Jeff Panika, Jason Padilla, Arnie Banneker, and King D. Is Clove going off? Guys, I've been running around all day, so I got to be honest. I don't really know what's going in the market after level 3. But last time I checked, Clove was down 2%. And
are you serious? Bro. Yeah. Clover is over $8.
Not anymore.
It was over $8. I'm sorry.
That's awesome.
It was over $8. Yeah. So pretty crazy day in the market. It's interesting to see. So since you haven't really looked at a whole lot, I've been watching most of the market all day, and it's interesting to see that the cyclical and the industrials that we've talked about over the last several months, those are popping off and they're going absolutely insane. But so are the meme stocks. However, most of the tech is not. Like the Qs are down today, which is interesting as well. But yeah, man, listen, hey, like the plan that we had set in place, some of the cyclicals that we were talking about, which kind of going to go along with the theme of today's topics as well, are popping off. But there's still plenty of stocks out there that are worth grabbing as well. And we'll get to that in a few minutes. We also have earnings today after hours. Costco, Salesforce, and Ulta are probably the big three that most people are probably the most interested in seeing. So we'll definitely be covering those after hours today as well.
I don't know if I don't know how well you guys can see it, but we have begun the mural.
We
if
have.
You look over my right shoulder, which looks like my left, I think, on camera.
Yeah.
Our man Vinny Hager is back there. Say what's up, man. He's on the ladder. I know he's here. He's right there on the ladder. He's doing the mural work. Excited to get done. It could potentially be done by Stockwatch Sunday.
It looks so good. Here,
we could have an unveiling for Stockwatch Sunday, but
I'm gonna maximize you out, see if they can see it a little bit better. Yeah, they can kind of see it a little bit better if I max you out. He's back there working though. It looks good. I'm loving it.
Machine, bro. I was telling you, he started and I was like talking to him. I did literally a 30-second Instagram story, and he was like a quarter of the way done.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious. So, no, I'm excited for it. We've needed this to be done. We've been waiting for the right opportunity and the right partnership. So this is going to be awesome.
Yeah. So what else you got going
on? Sorry, I'm getting trolled, bro. I'm getting trolled early. Let me be honest. I am flustered. I've been running around like a fool.
Why?
And I got on like shortly before and trying to manage this tech. I think I'm good today. People are talking about Rocket. Rocket's up almost 5%. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of sell-off in the morning, but it's nice to see everything coming back. Just looking at my other positions real time. Tesla's is kind of even. But Zoom came back. It's even now, but it was down a couple percent. So
yeah, One of the big talks of today has been the meme stocks. AMC just going absolutely ape shit. It's to a point now to where it makes 0 sense. The short squeeze has been engaged. You guys wondering if it's too late, or if you should start buying it, or if you should sell it. My take on this is something that I would neither want to be long in or short in. I just don't want it. I just don't want to touch it at all. And that goes for all the other ones. We look at GameStop as well, and it is also popping off, having a monster day. I mean, look at that boner candle, man. It's up 7.5% today. I think GameStop for the month is up like 40, 50%. AMC is now up, I think, 100% for the month. So these are going absolutely crazy. If you weren't in before, don't know if I would be getting in now. Yes, I said that I thought $16 was going to be the price target for AMC, and now it's up nearly twice that. Listen, sometimes things like this happen. I know I'm going to get a lot of I told you so's for some people, but in no way, shape, or form was I hating on AMC, and Fat Man Zoom was not either. We said this could be a possibility, but we're trying to be as realistic about it as well. So these meme stocks are going absolutely crazy, but just like in January, don't expect this to last forever. I don't think that AMC is going to 100 like we're seeing a lot on Twitter. But listen, hey, short squeezes can go crazy. The volume today has been nuts on this thing.
Yeah. One day, 1 week, of green doesn't really mean much. And it's a little bit, I feel, what's the word? I feel discouraged for some people. That's not the word I'm looking for, but there's a word where I'm worried for some people because clearly they didn't learn the first time GameStop ran off. And stocks do this. So the fact that a stock goes up when you predict that $16 is high, doesn't mean anything.
Right.
And so I want to know you're talking about AMC is at levels it hasn't seen since 2015, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, if you account for dilution, that's where it would be. Yeah.
Yeah, and so kudos to you if you can get in and out of this trade, but sounds like a lot of people, or it doesn't sound like. I wonder if some people never learned from GameStop the first run, AMC the first run, even Dogecoin to a certain extent. All of these can continue to run. They will for sure be volatile, but it's just seeing people and that's the soapbox they're standing on is a little bit embarrassing, to be quite frank.
Yeah.
Because you're playing hype. AMC is going to move off of GameStop. That's the reality.
Yep.
It also has reopening. I'm not saying there's no bullish cases for it, but where it's at and where it's moving, it's going to likely continue to coincide with GameStop.
Yeah.
And so, we've never said that we would short these stocks, but we also have been very clear that we're not interested in these stocks. These are not the stocks we look for.
Yeah.
And this isn't necessarily how we trade. Doesn't mean you can't do differently. Do you?
Yeah. I mean, you look at what this did in January, went straight up like this, similar to kind of what it's doing now. And then, days later went from $20 and actually ended up coming down 75% from there in just a matter of days. Now, I'm not going to say this is going to happen this time around, but you have to at least look at what's possible. And I think this is definitely what's possible. You look at, if you account for dilution at the price that it's sitting right now, if you took a dilution, let's just say that the company never diluted the stock since 2015, it would be over $100 per share at this point if there's no dilution since then. So it just seems pretty nuts at this point. Valuation is obviously out the door. Nobody really cares about it at this point. They're just buying it. But hey, if you got in early, enjoy the ride. I saw that Don said he sold it at 21 today. And Fat Man Zoom, he had an alert on Clover earlier this morning when it dropped, right when you were talking about it, or right when you noticed that it dropped. I almost bought more today. I still have it though, but that thing looks good too. I mean, these all are looking good today, but if you don't take any profits today from some of the stuff that you're seeing move along, I'm not really sure what you're waiting for. We always talk about, taking profit never hurt anybody. And it doesn't mean that you have to sell everything, but if you at least trim some off of some of your positions that are popping off today, that's probably going to be the wiser decision. It does a lot of things. It helps you manage risk. It boosts your confidence, right? Being able to sell for a profit and taking some profits off the table, it definitely boosts your confidence as a trader. Among a lot of other things, helps you manage risk, all that good stuff. So
Let me say something real quick so we don't get too far away.
yeah,
I want to be clear on the AMC stuff because I don't want to just say we're not interested in it. If I was in it, I don't know if I would. I'd certainly take some profit, but I don't think I would fully sell out of it. I think I would leave some
yeah,
for the run. And so if I'm not in it, I wouldn't be interested in getting in it. I would, but if I was in it, I wouldn't sell. I don't know if that's a surprise to you guys, but I also want to make sure we're speaking to like, what if we were in a stock? Because we played runs before that maybe we don't necessarily believe in a stock, but there's a bunch of stocks out there that run and everybody makes money off of it. And
yeah,
any stock you can make money off of.
yeah. I like what Rob T says here in the chat. He says, took some profit, nothing but house money right now. And then that's like the best place to be. The pressure's off, the risk is off. You took your own money out of it, and now essentially you're playing with the money that you made off of it, so that no matter what you sell it for, it's going to be for nothing but profit dollars after that point. So I love that. If you have the opportunity to do that, if maybe you made that similar play on AMC or something else that you have in the market right now, that, in my opinion, is probably the best way to go about doing it.
Yeah. So we shall see, but another good day. I'm glad of the turnaround. Actually, let me check. I'm going to just check my overall account. How many people we got in the house?
We got 95 people hanging out. Appreciate you guys allowing us to be a part of your afternoon. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, certainly would appreciate that as well. And it's awesome. We got a lot of good stuff coming up today as well. I see some folks hanging out here, some familiar faces. What's up, Funny Pranks Gone Wrong? Sean, Andre. I saw Rudy Brown in here earlier. I think he's still hanging out. So, yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out.
Andre says Salesforce, since acquisition of Slack, never came back to those prices. Yeah, I think the timing was interesting. The market didn't love that acquisition, but I also think there were other factors as well. I mean, overall, it was a little bit before the tech downfall or the trend down, but that also was shortly thereafter. So that beat up Salesforce a little bit. But overall, I still feel really good about Salesforce. We'll see how the earnings go.
It'll be interesting. And before we get into some of our main topics, Salesforce obviously has got earnings today after hours, so we'll definitely be keeping an eye on this. I actually, it's so awesome having Don set up here, so I don't have to work too hard. But he actually has this trend here drawn on Salesforce, and if they come in with good earnings and we can break up out of this trend, this would be a sign of a really nice reversal for me on the daily chart. And this actually looks pretty good for a nice move back up. We've talked about this $232 range being a really tough spot for Salesforce, but they come in with good earnings, a really good positive outlook. We could see a really nice reversal for Salesforce, and it could start to look like a really solid buy. Not that we didn't think before that was the case, but in terms of making a really nice reversal from this downward trend, could be right on the right track here if we get good numbers from them this afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. What else did you say? We have Costco. Which didn't make we have our top value stocks today. We didn't make that. They didn't make the list, but it could have made the list for sure.
Yeah, Costco and Ulta are on the docket today for earnings, and Costco is looking pretty good here for a potential breakout. It's just continuing to try to bang down the door here at around $390 a share on the daily. By the way, Airbnb is also up as high as 6% today too, bro.
That's awesome.
I'm loving
Hopefully that's the beginning of a comeback.
Yeah. Stockwatch Sunday special, guys. We had that on Stockwatch Sunday, and we had it as one of our growth stocks too, correct? Yesterday, right? Or the day before, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's making a pretty good comeback. We'll take a look at that chart here real quick. But yeah, some good stuff today. from some of the ones that we've been chatting about for a good long while that are finally making a move. So looks and feels good. We'll come out here on the 5-minute just to kind of show you what it's doing intraday. Whoops. Let's look at the 1 day. There we go. So it is up 5.71% today on the day. Just looking pretty good. Loving it.
I don't know what that chart is.
I know it was weird. I tried to pull up the 5-minute, and it got weird.
Michael Hanna said, Brad, can you look into Clover or CLVR?
Jason Toscano, I love you, buddy. I'll see you another day.
Oh, I knew it was coming.
I'll see you another day.
Oh man.
I love how he thinks that I bought it at 210. I bought Airbnb at 210. I'm red on Airbnb. Did not buy it at 210. What an ass.
He's just classic trying to get attention by negative comments.
Yeah.
He's young.
Daniel Camarena from the FedEx warehouse. What's up, my man?
All right, so pull up CLVR for our guy, Mike Hanna. He entered the trade at $9.10. Now it's hovering around $11.
CLVR?
Yeah.
Cleaver Leaves Holdings. Oh, this thing is rocking and rolling too. Yeah, actually just broke up over a pretty decent resistance here at 1090. I would probably put a stop in there to at least maybe trim out and see where it goes, but looks like it's breaking out here too. Looks good. I don't know much about the company or the ticker, but the chart looks.
Is that beginning of a cup and handle?
If it consolidates here, it could very well be a cup and handle. Yeah, for sure.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Good trade, brother. I think you just said take a look. I mean, you got a nice little, you got over a 20% gain.
Yeah.
If I'm in that, I would definitely look for, where do you think that support is where you'd want to see it stay above?
That 1090 area, I think I'd probably try to put in a stop in around 1085 to 1090 for whatever I wanted to trim my position out at, and maybe keep some shares to see where it goes. But I mean, this looks to be about 7 straight days of green. At some point, you're going to see a red day. So I would look to probably manage a little risk, take some profit off the table. It looks like a pretty good opportunity if I would just put a stop in around that, because all resistances become new supports. And so that's why I would come to that determination of putting a stop in.
So Michael's thinking about actually adding more. So you would look to add around that support potentially?
If it holds there, yeah, I think that I'd probably look to add there.
What about that big ass wick in the beginning of March? That red candle that has a huge wick.
That's all the way down here at 1030. Could potentially be another support, but I think that I'd like support better down here around 998 if it came back and revisited that area for an add.
Gotcha. Why would that be? Just the amount of times it bounced off of 998?
Yeah, so previously it acted as a pretty strong support before breaking down, and now, you know, if it comes back down here, I would imagine that it probably would retest that area if by some chance it doesn't hold that 1090.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, let's get into it. So today we are talking about the top 5 value stocks that we're looking for in June. We got some good ones today. I think we got a great mix. We brought a few to the table that we've talked about, maybe some ones that maybe you haven't considered before. So if you guys like it, make sure you hit the like and subscribe, and we'll have some more content coming for you guys. So Brad, what do you got for the first one?
So my first one is going to be Cleveland Cliffs, and Cleveland Cliffs has just been on a beautiful tear, but it's been very organized. And if we come out and look at, oh my goodness, give me a second. I'm gonna draw out a trend line here. It's been reacting beautifully off of a really nice trend. I had a lot of people asking me and get a little bit scared about when it came down the last couple of days. down to the high $17, low $18 range. And I said, hey, you know what? It's still within this trend. I'm not worried about this. This has done this plenty of times and has continued to move up. The price of steel continues to roll. I think that, in my opinion, Cleveland Cliffs has been undervalued for quite a bit of time here. The price of steel has doubled since last year. Cleveland Cliffs still has yet to have grown into that valuation as it relates to the price of steel. Obviously, they're in iron ore as well, so it's a great materials play, great value stock. I think that this, in my opinion, has a lot of room to go. I'm looking for potentially $25 to $30 a share on Cleveland Cliffs, so that leaves it for plenty of upside here.
Yeah, so my number 2 stock is Coca-Cola. And we actually were trying to, right when vaccines got announced, we started looking at Coca-Cola. And you can look at Coca-Cola and Pepsi. You can certainly make an argument for Pepsi. The reason why I'm bringing Coca-Cola to the table, not saying it's a better company than Pepsi, I just think, all things considered, the upside's there. They have a solid dividend yield of 3%. But more importantly, is they have a much larger exposure to hospitality than Pepsi. And so their success is predicated more on hospitality, restaurants, bars reopening. So that's why I also think that's been beaten down a little bit. This stock isn't going anywhere. Not sexy, but it's certainly a steady Eddie. We talked about their partnership with Topo Chico, or them acquiring Topo Chico, them launching the Topo Chico alcohol brand. And I think they partnered, maybe it was Molson Coors that they partnered with. And so it remains to be seen who truly benefits off that partnership. But I think if they see success off of that, we could see more of a foray into alcohol, which is huge margin, huge upside.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you look at the chart here too, it's potentially breaking out. I mean, it came up and broke through resistance around $55 a share and has really struggled to make a strong move beyond that, except for today. Today, I think we saw a really nice move again above that. We saw this as high as around 55.43, which, if you guys aren't used to watching price action on Coke, that's actually a pretty strong move for them. So I think that this is really starting to look like it could continue to go higher. I like to support around, $55. So if this does come back down and retest that support, it could be a good opportunity there as well. For me, the next one's going to be Wells Fargo. And the banks have been on an absolute tear, right? There's no question, no mistake about that. This is the daily chart. Look at what Wells Fargo has done since November. It's gone all the way from $20 to as high as all-time highs at $48 per share. Warren Buffett sold 99% of his stake a few days ago. We saw how that reacted, and it came down and pulled back, and it's starting to make its way back up. I think that there's a lot of room for this to run still. And Fat Man Zoom, when we look at some of the other banks that have continued to run, Wells Fargo has been one of the few ones that at least gave you the opportunity to pull back. So that's why I chose this one. We have the stress test for the banks, the financials, coming up in June. If they end up passing that and the Fed says all systems go, then you'll start to see potentially more buybacks, increased dividends, which will then increase the demand for these stocks even more. Some might argue that that could be a buy the rumors, sell the news type of deal, but I'm not so sure about that. I think it depends on what you're in. Obviously, Wells Fargo is a really big bank, and with a strong history. I was looking at Goldman Sachs, but like I said, honestly, Goldman Sachs is continuing to just go straight up, and at least Wells Fargo gave you an opportunity to buy on a pullback, and it's still down below its all-time high at 48.30. We'll watch for that area to see if we can break up above that.
Yeah, I mean, in my long-term account, I have Bank of America, whichever bank you want, leading into the end of the month. That stress test is going to be key. And I wouldn't wait until, I have no interest in waiting until they announce it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to run into the June 30th date. And companies like Wells Fargo is a little bit iffy because it's had some choppy waters the past year or so ago.
Yeah.
But because of the volatility, it could have some huge upside. But I really don't think Bank of America's, obviously Goldman Sachs and Wells Fargo, I don't think either will have any issues passing the stress test.
Yeah.
The next stock I have is one that we've been in forever, or we called out a long time ago, which is Spirit Aerosystems. And Spirit Aerosystems is doing really well today, up 6.5%, but there's still a lot of room to run. We talked about it this
Yes.
morning. It was on the watch list.
It's having a hell of a day today, bro. I'm loving it.
It was on the watch list this morning. And what I mentioned was it tends to move coincide with Boeing. A lot of news surrounding the 737. Southwest said that they could order up to 500 more 737s as they expand routes. I think they have like 300 now or something like that, which would be absolutely insane. And I don't know over what time period that would be. However, all to say that demand is high and Spirit, one of their primary suppliers, benefits off of Boeing and moves Boeing. Also, there was a little bit of news around the FAA and them, the Boeing settling some penalties and fees, which kind of allowed us to move on from that dark cloud hanging overhead. So I had mentioned that I thought Boeing had potentially 50% upside, but Spirit has minimum 50% upside. You could make the argument easily that it could double.
Yes.
So Spirit is one of those that we've been waiting for. And with stocks like Southwest being at all-time highs, we still feel good about it. Looking for opportunity in airlines and aerospace. Spirit's one certainly to keep an eye on.
Yeah, man. You know how I feel about this stock. I'm loving it. I'm real heavy in this for all of the reasons that you explained. Pre-pandemic highs are at $70. Sorry, that was probably really loud for you guys. Don Fran's got his TD Ameritrade open, his Thinkorswim open, but which means the markets are closed, and we'll be watching for those earnings as well as soon as I get through my last one here. But yeah, Spirit Aerosystems pre-pandemic was at $70. Pre 737 Max Air issues, it was at 95 plus. So the upside here is still substantial. We love Spirit. My last one here is going to be Marathon Oil, and we wanted to make this value stock list really well-rounded. And the energy, we couldn't talk about value stocks without getting into energy a little bit. Marathon Oil is on a really nice trend on the daily. If we just draw out a nice, decent trend line here, we can see how it's been holding that and continuing to move up. No reason to believe that Marathon's going anywhere anytime soon. Many analysts believe that the price of oil could go up to around $80 to $85 a barrel. And if that happens, we could see this break out. I'm looking for a potential move up over $12.20 per share, maybe to revisit that $13. But if we see the price of oil get up to $80 to $85, there's no reason to believe that Marathon can't get to around $15 a share. And with all demand going crazy, especially with domestic travel, people doing many more road trips this summer, I think we could very easily see Marathon move to those levels.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are some good ones, guys. Make sure you're checking them out. We also actually did videos on our top growth stocks and our top stocks for June. So check those out. If you guys are interested in our watch list, we give out 5 stocks every morning before the market opens on the stocks we're watching and some technical analysis. Go ahead and click the link in the description, or you can go to onlychaos.com, get a free watch list. That is free 99, friends.
Yes, sir.
Apparently, I don't know if you saw, but Tesla had a nice little end of the day boner candle.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah. It was about flat this whole show, and now it closed almost up 2%.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's
Drive Shack closed above 3, which was nice.
It's a 15-minute. This is so weird. I don't know how to get the chart to not look weird like this. So I'm just going to go back out to the 4-hour. But yeah, it looks like I had a pretty nice move up at the end of the day. All right. I put a magnet on. Oh yeah. So thanks for asking. I got the second shot from the vaccine, Sean. I'm feeling much better. Just had a fever. That was it. Don, you're getting alerts on Google, by the way. All right.
Michael Hanna's up 20% on Drive Shack. Good job, man.
Hell yeah, man. It shot up over $3 today, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it closed at 304. Hell yeah. That's awesome.
And now that the market is closed, we'll keep an eye on stocks that we're watching. So earnings reaction, hopefully we'll get in the earnings for, what do we say, Ulta, Salesforce, and what was the third one?
Costco.
Costco, yeah. So I
All
will
right.
get.
Click and drag on the price bar. See, look at that. There we go. Now it's all coming together.
Yeah, TradingView is annoying in that way.
It doesn't just adjust it for you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Going on Twitter, seeing what we got. I'm gonna start with CRM.
I'll pull it out to the 5-minute.
Or you got Ulta up.
Well, you got a bunch of alerts here, Don, on your Goog. Must be going off or something. Go buy it. All right, so Ulta, no real action there. Let's go check out Costco. Costco, I think, usually puts their earnings out a little bit later in after hours trading. But so far, boy, it had a really nice pop last 10 minutes of the day and is green after hours right now. We'll see how that shakes out. Right now sitting at 387.50. And then we'll look at Salesforce as well. That looks pretty good so far. Just looking at the 5-minute chart here. Right now it's spiked up to 227 and it is continuing to roll here. The numbers for Salesforce might be out, given up the price action here. Oh boy, we got some boner candle action going on Salesforce. There it goes. Salesforce getting ready to come up in the zone, Don. Just blasted right through that zone. Still rolling. Holy boner candle. Ulta looks like they beat earnings, according to Arfin. Estimated earnings per share 410. All right. I don't know what the expected earnings per share was for Ulta. But Salesforce is continuing to roll here. That looks awesome. I'll check in with Ulta here. And that is also popping off.
Ooh.
Damn. Ulta is continuing to roll here too. And I think, like I said, I think Costco usually reports a little bit later, typically. Might be a little bit different this time around. But yeah, no real action from Costco just yet. But
So Salesforce earnings expected were 88 cents. They came in at $1.21. They also beat on revenue slightly, 5.88 billion expected. They came in at 5.96 billion.
damn.
That's Salesforce.
Salesforce, again, came all the way up here, spiked through that $230 resistance, and did get rejected here. We'll see if this pulls back up, though. That's pretty solid beat, bro. You said 121?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid beat. But this has been a trouble spot for Salesforce. Hopefully it gets up through there. In my opinion, I think this is one of the undervalued tech stocks that's out there. There's so much that Salesforce has going on that people don't realize.
Well, and it's also a reopening play because their CRM platform benefits when salespeople can get back into the field and start knocking on doors.
Yeah, absolutely. But it looks like it's starting to get bought back up in here again. Obviously, we'll look to see what their outlook has in store as well. But so far, it is moving pretty well here. Let's check back in with Ulta. Oops. We'll see how that's looking. And that looks like that is also continuing to roll here. Huge boner candle out of this one. It's up 2% right now, but it looked like it was up as high as around 3.5–4%. That big spike after.
Arfin brought up Autodesk. Autodesk beat earnings 94 cents was the estimate. It came in at 103. Beat revenue estimates were 965 million. It came in at 989 million.
Autodesk. ADSK is the ticker. Yeah, that's getting a really solid move on Arfin.
He's in it, looks like.
Yeah,
I
it's up.
think
It's up 1.5% after hours. Savvy Money Show likes Trade Desk too. Yeah, Trade Desk that got beaten down um, as well after their latest earnings. Strong company there too, though. All right, checking back in. Let's see if Costco has gotten a move on at all. There is some buying here on Costco, but it's just barely up. It's up 0.01% after hours. Not too much going on there. We check back in with Salesforce, and that is now up 2.5% after hours and looking pretty decent here. We'll love it. Love to see this pop out of this zone here. Salesforce has got to do it here, man.
oh yeah.
You would think. You would think it's looking. Talk about boner candle. Still some crazy buying going on here. That looks great. That looks great. All right. I hear you, Don. Sean Ether says Arfin is killing it. To own the Chaos Insider. Yeah, Arfin. Hey, Arfin puts in the work. We appreciate it. We appreciate all our folks in the crew. All right, let's check back, see what Ulta is doing as we're waiting on Costco numbers, and Ulta is still popping off here. Now up 4% after hours. Still rolling here. Jeez, a whiz. These are both doing extremely well. It's interesting to see. I mean, I'm not surprised by Ulta. And I think a lot of people left Ulta for dead, Fat Man Zoom, because it did so well through the pandemic. But it did so well through the pandemic, I think. And if you look at what their sales consisted of, it was face cleansing products, because people were wearing masks more, and that made a lot of sense. Now I think this is also a reopening play because of, men or women, not going to judge, going out and getting more, makeup products rather than the cleaning products for their faces and that sort of thing. Because they're going back to work. They're going back into the office. They're going out and about. And I think that this not only was a good play through the pandemic, but could continue to be a good play with the reopening too.
Yeah, it should do well. Also, their partnership with Target.
Yeah.
Should be interesting to see how that plays out. I don't want to say that's absolutely bullish because I don't know what the agreement is with them as far as profit margin profit split, but
Yeah.
you're going to certainly get the traffic. You're going to certainly get the brand recognition, the exposure. Nothing yet from Costco still.
Costco sometimes it might not come out till 4:30. So we might have to give our reaction to that on Stockwatch Sunday if it doesn't come out soon here. But I just want to check back in with Salesforce. But man, Ulta is still just continuing to go on a tear. Salesforce is still looking great here, just sitting at 231. Still, if you guys are just tuning in, we went over Salesforce. They came in at 121 a share with expected earnings of 88 cents. And then Ulta came in and crushed earnings as well. I don't know what their expected was. Do you know? Did you happen to catch that? But either way, they annihilated earnings and is going off. Arfin might have put them in there. I might have missed them.
Yeah, it was. Oh, nice. I'm just looking at the guidance.
Oh,
Wait, did he put 193 was the estimate? It came in at 410.
damn.
But I'm looking at the guidance. They raised guidance, which is always great. Wow, they raised guidance considerably. They raised revenue guidance, and they raised earnings per share. Earnings per share estimates on the high end was 930
Yeah.
for the year, fiscal year 2021, and they raised it from 930 to $11.95.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I don't even know what to say to that. That's wild. So, again, though, it just kind of plays to what we were talking about as far as Ulta being not just something that did well during the pandemic, but also a reopening play too. And these are going to be the ones that continue to do well. That's why I like Costco though too. The Costco's, Walmart's, let's not discount those. Um, they did well during the pandemic for a specific reason. They're going to continue to do well after the pandemic for um, different reasons, but they're going to benefit just the same. So I think the big box stores, the Targets, the WalMarts, the Costco's, they're going to continue to do well, and Ulta is just going to continue to crush it here, obviously through the reopening. That is an amazing outlook for them. That's just wow, incredible. I think it just speaks to what we're going to be experiencing during this reopening.
Bro, I'm sorry to change the subject, and we'll see if Costco comes up. But like, do you see how far he is now?
Yes,
It's insane.
he's just a workhorse, man.
Jesus, I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on him. Tell me this is zoom. Oh,
uh,
can you see that?
yeah, we can kind of see it. It's starting to focus. Yeah, you can see it.
That's crazy.
That looks so good, man. That looks so good.
I told him to put Easter eggs in it. Hopefully he does.
Put Easter eggs in? Oh, yeah, okay.
He's gonna put little boner candles up in there.
He's probably listening to this stream asking what the hell did he get himself into?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Good.
Funny pranks gone wrong. Asks any update on the Binance app I downloaded. No, I haven't officially opened an account yet, but stay tuned because we might have a guest on next week or the week after. We're in talks with having somebody on that talks specifically about crypto that knows a lot more about it than me and Fat Man Zoom do, and that's something that we could potentially be doing. So be on the lookout for that as my own journey through crypto continues to develop. But no, nothing else new to report on that.
Um, Arfin, we need a new rule. I know you want to get the numbers out quick, but you can't put the numbers out without the estimates. Moving forward, I'll let it slide today. Moving forward,
Yeah. We need to know how much they beat by.
yeah, I have no context because you can give me a number. I could be,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna, but their numbers are out, and wow,
It is
it looks like
going
it's
off. What a day for earnings. Holy shit. Costco just blew that resistance right out of the water, now sitting at 389. If we go look at the daily chart, Costco
oh
had,
shit.
had a resistance here at 388 and now is up over that.
All right, here we go.
What
Here's
we
the
got?
numbers.
What
Thank
we
you,
got?
sir.
What we got?
So they beat estimates. Earnings per share were $2.34. They came in at $2.75. Pretty solid beat. Revenue estimates were 43.64 billion. They came in at 44.38. Those numbers are good, and I suspect they too probably raised guidance. We'll see.
Yeah. So far, so good. After hours trading, shot up to 389 and is trying to sell off here a little bit. But man, what a crazy day for earnings, bro. Salesforce crushed it, Ulta crushed it, Costco crushed it, and Arfin's Autodesk also crushed it.
Nice.
What
Good
a
stuff.
day.
Nice. It's nice when you hit those four out of the park. When you go 4 for 4, you don't have to worry about anybody having a bad after hours.
That's just it, and after a day like today too, you would think that maybe with all the run-ups we saw, we would see some selling off.
Yeah.
Nothing of the sort here. This is awesome. This is great stuff.
Well, there you guys have it. We got them all in.
All
Next
right.
time we are live is Stock Watch Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time.
So just to recap, we went over our top value stocks to buy for the month of June. Then we also covered Salesforce, which is now through finally that tough resistance at 230. Now just barely got under 234, which looks absolutely incredible. Looking at Ulta, we reported on those earnings too, and they ended up crushing it as well. If I can get this pulled up, there we go. And now sitting at 343 after closing the day at around 329. So that is on fire as well. And then Costco comes in and does the same thing and is now looking hella bullish. Maybe we see this up over 400 before the market opens tomorrow. That's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to the 125 of you guys hanging out. We certainly appreciate you. If you could hit the thumbs up on your way out, we would love that. Certainly would appreciate the support. Also, if you wouldn't mind hitting that join button. If you guys want more of Own the Chaos, you want to be part of our Discord group, if you want to be a part of getting our daily watch list, as well as access to my trade alerts and my portfolio, hit the join button. It helps support us and that studio you see behind Fat Man Zoom. We certainly would appreciate the support and would love to have you part of the crew as well. Fat Man Zoom.
That's it. Bye.
See you guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.